All right. What's up, everybody? Wait, wait, wait. Why are we talking about slurs in the chat? What? All right. Cool. I'm from Florida, so I only have the highest quality of slurs. No, what's up, guys? All right, we're gonna just jump right into it. You're more veteran chatter. All right. There's a couple of things I need to pull up here. So today I'm kind of starting a little earlier than planned originally, because I have a impromptu party to attend. We're gonna get some work done here. I'm putting that up for reference. Do. There we go. Oh wait, why can you see? Oh no, wait. I gotta change my window capture. Ah! There we go. Sorry, I didn't realize that happens. Fixed it. Oh, it's a friend's birthday party. It's really quiet. Am I quiet or is the music quiet? I shouldn't be quiet. I can turn the music back up if it's a little too quiet. My weekend's going pretty well so far. Just been really busy at work, but you know, it's good to stay busy. It's good to just have that energy in general. Alright, cool. Did save this part of the sketch. Wait, is this nose on a separate layer? It is. Let me fix that real quick. Alright. Okie dokie, I can fix the volume here real quick. Hang on. It keeps resetting mic audio for some reason. There we go. I should be a lot louder now. There, is this better? Yeah, it keeps resetting the value of my microphone for some reason. I don't know why. The mysteries of OBS. cool. Oh. There we go. Make these edits here. Well, how is everyone else doing? It's asking how I'm doing. How's everyone else been doing? Everybody have a good Saturday? That's good to hear. Yeah, it's freaking cold. Like, even where I live in, Shrek Swamp, it's, like, super cold. Way colder than it has any right to be. Personally, though, honestly, even though it's kind of, like, scary, we're seeing, like, 20-degree weather for the first time in, like, 50 years. You know, this, that, and the other. I so desperately within my heart and soul want to see it snow. I want to see it snow so bad. I've never seen snowfall before. It would be awesome if this was the year that it snowed. Yeah. It's like, it's only in the 50s down here at the moment. But tomorrow it's gonna, like, it's gonna climb down into, like, the teens pretty much. Like, it should be, like, anywhere between 17 to 15 degrees. It's already snowing in Tampa, that's the thing. I actually, fun story, my dad also was a lifelong native, and he'd tell me about how in the 70s he saw it snow one time. And he and my uncle were like 3 and 5. They were super little kids. And they watched the snowfall. And right as it hit the ground, it evaporated immediately. Because we're so close to the equator and sea level that, like, even if it does snow down here, like, it literally cannot, like, the snow can't stay on the ground. It just evaporates. But it would still be really cool to watch the snowfall. That's like the one thing I've never watched snowfall before in person. There we go. And that fixed the chin. I gotta move that arm out a little bit. Yeah, I hear that from a lot of people that like had to live in snow. Or like it's cool like when it happens and then it just overstays its welcome after a while. Which honestly, like that's fair enough. I wouldn't want to be stuck in a block of snow or have to shovel my driveway either. There we go. Yeah. Snow to me has just always been like so like just magical and mystical. And that probably just cuz it is like a very like foreign thing to me. But like snowy like landscapes, snowy environments, like it always just kind of like has this like air of like magic and mysticism to me. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way though about just like the beach, you know, tropical settings. They're not like used to it. Just a little magical. Fix that a little bit. Yeah, or like even just like cuz like the seasons don't really change down here either. Like everything just kind of looks like Florida all the time. And like It's I don't mind it, that's for sure. I like everything looking just lush and beautiful and tropical, but sometimes, it'd be nice if it felt like the passage of time was actually happening. Like sometimes people have like trees that grow up north like maples and stuff, like they will change colors, like the leaves will like yellow and brown out, but like most of the time like nothing really changes. Oh, mulberry trees will lose all their leaves, but I can't really think of anything else that like does that down here. Yeah, exactly. Or I guess in a way it is kind of like people getting used to like the weather down here, cuz like it's like and like this is a real thing. I know people see memes about this all the time. It looks beautiful and sunny out, and it's all like, it's kind of windy, maybe there's a little couple of clouds around, everything's fine. And then 5 minutes later, there's a torrential downpour and it's thundering out, and you have to run inside, and it's scary. And then, like, you wait about like 10, maybe less, you know, 10 minutes or less than that. Like, everything's just back to sunshine again. Totally normal. You have to sit there and be like, didn't. I thought the world was just ending. It's like, nope, it's fine. It does that here. Hi, Melzaki. Like, that was really, uh, just like culture shock. Kind of a culture shock moment when I went out to the mountains the first time. Like, I was on a hike. Um, we'll just call him my uncle because it's easier to explain that than the actual family relationship. But yeah, my uncle was just taking me out on like a hike, and you could see like a thunderstorm in the distance, and I don't know, that was just really like jarring to me. Like, you don't usually see them like that in a distance. They just kind of happen. And then they're over. All right. Um so how is that? Did I fix it? sweet. And I will move directly into line art here. Hi, Honey Bear. Could you throw this away from me? Oh, okay. Thanks.
Hey, since we're going to the party later, I just got some food.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Ah, word.
Yeah, I don't know how to shop for $20. Or just don't go on at all.
I appreciate your knowledge of taco knowledge. Your Dell knowledge. Cool. I'll use this one. You mean this one, right? I just want to make sure. I'll just start on the hair while I wait. The other one. Okay, okay. I thought so. I wasn't too sure. Okay, I think do here. I'm gonna just... Actually, I'm probably gonna have to redo that anyway. That's okay. Whoop. Kind of like in that direction, right? and stretch it down a little bit more. If anything, this works to my benefit. That's less detail I have to draw. Thank you. Cool. It's honestly the detail is not that bad. Like there are a lot of like avatars and OCs with like super intricate details on them. This isn't that bad. Says the person with a character that has 4 arms, but you know. Sometimes you need more arms, alright? It helps you get, you know, the energy across. I need all 4 arms to characterize how much attitude Beatrice has, alright? She has to be able to fold her arms and put her hands on her hips at the same time. It's an arms race. Yeah, I think about that a lot actually at work, just like how practical it would be to have 4 arms. I would get so many things done so much faster. I'd be able to carry so much stuff. I feel that way all the time. That's kind of what partly inspired me to give my character Beatrice a part-time job, just because I'm like, man, she would be so efficient. Because like originally I worked at like McDonald's, and honestly I still work in fast food, but I work in cooler fast food now, so it's fine. But yeah, I would just like sit there and like think about like all of the stuff I could get done with more arms. It's like, you know what, I bet Beatrice would totally dig a job like this. You know, I never even thought about it like that. It would be a lot easier to do a handstand. Being a robot would solve a lot of problems. I do like the concept of like running into an everyday problem and being like, you know what? I'm tired of this being a problem. I'm going to make a character so I don't have to think about this being a problem anymore. This is a fun way to write, honestly. Well, slightly off topic, but that does remind me. Proto and I were talking about doing a Coda's World lore stream one of these days. Because I know there's a lot. I know there's a lot of people here that have either not read the comics, haven't read them in a long time, and/or just don't have time to read them. And I think it would be a really fun way to just like to introduce people into the world and get everyone hyped for the next issue coming up. My husband is thinks he's a comedian over here. You are hilarious. But yeah, I would love to do a lore stream because gosh, the next issue that's coming up has just been like, if I had to compare it to anything, it really is like Toby Fox having that fever dream that inspired all of Deltarune, which also inspired Undertale originally. Because I've just had the idea for this thing for a decade now. I wouldn't even say like I saw it in a dream, but like it definitely came to me in a daydream after I beat Mega Man X, and I just sat there and I watched like the ending. I don't know if it was the first time, but it was definitely one of the first times I beat the game. And I already had like a bunch of these characters just like thought out and planned out, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I need to write my story. It's time. And yeah, now we're almost there, 10 years later. Can't believe it. Yeah, and I think that's totally fair too. Some people either just literally don't have time to read, or especially like me particularly, I have both ADHD and dyslexia, so even though I really like reading comics, it can be incredibly inconvenient sometimes. So I totally get that. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. You have the patience. It, it's just like, it's just my dream, man. That's how good the story is, in my mind, at the very least. Like, I've seen this thing. You gotta understand, like, the way I originally saw Coda's World was like a video game. And then, after I came back from my trip I went on when I was like 15, I kind of conceptualized what I wanted Coda's World to be, which then it was gonna be a movie. and then I was like, I'm 15 years old. I literally don't know how to make a movie. And so I took a step back and was like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna make it a webcomic, and I'm gonna start the story from the very beginning. And yeah, now we're just here, you know. Like, issue 1 of Coda's World is turning 10 years old December of this year, which makes me feel old. But at least I still got it. So go. I used to really dread doing line art when I was younger, but as I've gotten, like, better at it, I enjoy the line art process a lot. Yeah, I used to have a way different method when it came to line art, because I actually I used to just use GIMP when I was younger. And GIMP has the path tool, so I would just line up the path tool and then hit stroke path, and then that was my line art. But like when I got a drawing tablet, I started practicing a little bit more with like making my own lines. And then of course I was stuck in a few different scenarios where I just didn't have a drawing tablet or a computer for a minute. So I had to practice just freehanding stuff on paper, and it kind of helped me get better at just doing more complicated and strategic line art like this. That, and then I also figured out what a stabilization tool was. Stabilizers will save your life. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you something. There was like this old like meme or like Vine I saw back in the day where it was like what people thought or what people think digital artists do, and it was some guy just typing gibberish on a keyboard, and then like the Mona Lisa pops up in Photoshop, and then versus what digital artists actually do, and he's just like sitting there with his like pen going, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. And that's so real. Doing it right now. Hang on, wait. There we go. There we go. Yeah, every art program that I know of has a stabilization tool, and you kind of just have to like look for it. Sometimes it'll be like up here with like under edit or whatever. I think Clip Paint Studio keeps it up here, or not Clip Paint Studio, Paint Tool Sci. Excuse me. Sorry guys. Thank you. PDN. PDN. What program is that one? I don't know that off the top of my head. Oh, drunk Protoss jump scare. What's up, dude? You take your time. I mean, I guess it's, yeah, I guess that checks out. It is like turbo snowing where you live. There's not much else you can do right now. You're probably having the Northerners' equivalent of a hurricane party. In the air. Ooh. Whom summoned me? Oh, okay. It was just Cart in the server. Never mind. Oh, we have 8 live viewers right now. That's really exciting. I'm used to only seeing like 4 to 6 people in chat. That's really cool. Alright, don't fall in, Zaki. I don't know where you're going, but don't fall in. Yeah, I've always wanted to like figure out how to do 3D modeling, but I feel like it would just frustrate me more than anything else. Something I do want to try to like experiment with though sooner than later is vectors, because I feel like I'd be able to do a lot of cool stuff with like vector art. I just have no idea where to start with using vectors. I know I can make vectors and stuff like in Clip Studio Paint. I just don't know how to make them look nice. Absolutely. It would just be a good way to also ensure that like my art stays preserved, like in the natural state that I want it to look, you know. It's like, gosh. My husband will probably tell me because he always remembers for me, but there's this cartoon I always forget the name of, from like the early 2000s that was made with like vectors, and it was about like a bunch of kids like learning like what's the word for it? Luchador. They were like luchador kids. It was like a luchador world. But that show, even though it's really obscure, it's incredibly well preserved if you go out of your way to find it, because the whole thing was like made with vectors. So like everything looks super high res. Well, was that Mucho Lucho, sweetie? There was like a show on like Cartoon Network or whatever where like there was a bunch of kids in school for like luchador stuff, and it was like a luchador world.
Which one?
I'm asking what the name was. It was like
There's two.
There's two?
No, I think the other one was on Nick.
One of them was vector based. That's the one I'm talking about, and it's like super high res and well preserved. It is Mucho Lucho. Cool, cool. Yeah, Mucho Lucha is cool. I wish El Tigre was preserved like that. El Tigre kind of ruled.
El Tigre's not preserved like that.
No, dude. El Tigre wasn't vectors.
Ow.
Yeah. Same guy that did El Tigre also made Book of Life, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yeah, Mucha Lucha is one of those, it's just one of those, like, shows that, like, you watched a couple of times when you're a kid and you don't remember if it was real or if you just kind of, like, imagined it being real. The Flea! Yeah, I remember The Flea. You know, that might be a fun server watch one days. Would be Mucha Lucha. Or even just like some old obscure like stuff that just doesn't get like released or like rebroadcasted. Another show that like I always remember I remember watching it, but like it's just one of those things that doesn't feel real to me. Was oh god, I always forget the name of it. Like I know the words, but like there's a lot of them. It's gotta Hyper Monkey Force Go, yeah. Super Robot Monkey Team Hyper Force Go. Yeah. That one. That one I remember just like because I would only be watching 4Kids because I wanted to watch Sonic X come on. I was obsessed with catching the new episodes of Sonic X when I was a little kid. And I didn't really care what was on, like, beforehand. I just kind of remember, like, coming home from school, there would be, like, this, like, window of, like, maybe, like, 10 minutes left of, like, whatever episode was on. And then I would just sit there through it so I can get to the next episode, to Sonic X. Yeah, unfortunately, I think it just kind of got, like... I feel like it would have done a lot better, if it had two things going for it. One, if it had a better time slot, because like I said, it was always on when I was coming home from school. So I could never really get invested in what was going on or really care. And then the other thing was just like... It was stuck on 4Kids, and most kids are on 4Kids because they want to watch one of three things. They want to see Sonic X, they want to see Ninja Turtles, or they wanted to see Winx Club. So it's just kind of like the filler show while they waited for those things to come on. And, yeah, it deserves a lot more praise than it got. Especially, like, with all the voice actors they had. It is such a star-studded cast. Like, you would not believe IMDb if you looked up right now who was in that show. Where? Okay, there it is. Oh yeah, that's right, and Yu-Gi-Oh! That's right, kids would also go to 4Kids for Yu-Gi-Oh! I forgot about that. See, I was cursed with the dreaded older sibling that hated Yu-Gi-Oh! So actually, any time that she was watching me and Yu-Gi-Oh! Would come on, she would just run in the room and change the channel. I did not grow up with Yu-Gi-Oh! For that specific reason alone. It was always ripped away from me. I couldn't tell you why she violently hated Yu-Gi-Oh so much, but it probably had something to do with her being a big Pokemon fan. I, to this day, I have no clue. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, the only thing I know about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the main character's name is Yugi, and the line, "You've activated my trap card." That's pretty much it. It's funny too, because she has a child now, and I assure you, even to this day, if she was caught watching Yu-Gi-Oh, she would just do the exact same thing. My niece loves Pokemon though, so I'm sure that's not even like a thought on the table. My niece is like the biggest Pokemon expert ever. I could like send her a picture of a Pokemon right now, like literally any Pokemon, and she would just know the name, know what generation it's from, know who's owned it in the animes. Yeah, nerd culture used to be just so different too. Like it was a little bit more gatekeepy back then. Like even when it came down to like enjoying things like Sonic, like Sonic fans were like separated into different tribes of you know what is acceptable to like. You had the classic fans, you had the modern fans, and then you had the Archie comic fans. I feel like those were like the three big tribes back in the day, if we call them. They were all territorial towards each other. They all had different opinions. Like, you couldn't just enjoy Sonic, you had to pick a side, and then you could enjoy Sonic, you know what I mean? Oh wow, I'm having pretty decent turnout for the game. That's really cool. Or game, for the stream. Oh my gosh, yeah, Mega Man fans also used to do that. Oh man, don't even get me started on Cataclysm Theory. I could go on like a whole tangent about how much I actually despise Cataclysm Theory. Because then people also got weird about the Zero series for a while too. Oh yeah. Join color scheme. That's actually really cool. Yeah, welcome to the stream. This is just kind of what we do. I'll draw commissions, or I'll draw my thumbnails, fan art, and then on double stream days I'll like do like like either like a watch along stream or like a let's play afterwards. It's actually funny, my Persona's color scheme is literally inspired by Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, it was funny though, like, long time ago, I used to sometimes give my little Persona, like, demon horns. But I give them striped demon horns, and I literally stopped doing that because of Hell of a Boss. It's like, I can't do that anymore. People are gonna think I'm a Hell of a Boss OC. But I keep the stripes on my sleeves as a reference to that. Yeah, it's actually really cool. It was a little bigger of a turnout than I'm been used to recently. Just get cozy, guys, and if you have any questions, just let me know. I love to yap. I like the fact you see Optimus Prime in my OC's color scheme. That makes me really happy. If I was a Transformer, I think I would turn into a 1999 Town Car Lincoln. Don't ask me why, that's just what I would be. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm like super into Transformers, but I'm very nostalgic for it, because that was something that my dad would get really hyped for. I forget which cartoon it was, but there was one of the Transformers shows that was running in like the early 2000s. Like it had to be before 08. And that was something that we'd like to watch together. And I've seen some of the movies. I've not seen all of them, but like, yeah, I think Transformers are really cool. I could be more into Transformers. (2001) G1. Yeah, that sounds about right. It had to have been the 2001 series. don't think I ever had any Transformer toys. Oh, that was the thing about, like, I had a lot of toys when I was a kid, but I was usually given like girl toys, but then I would do boy things with them. Like my Barbies would go on like crazy sci-fi action adventures with laser guns. I had a lot of Lilo's Pet Shops when I was a kid. And I would also go on sci-fi action adventures. I mean, it's always, I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, having, you know, a hyperfixation or just knowing a lot about a certain property or fandom. I'm literally an encyclopedia on everything Sonic. I genuinely, I know everything about Sonic, and if I don't, then I'll learn it, and then I'll know everything all over again. Marine Barbie. I like that. Not just Marine Barbie, but Cyborg Marine Barbie. I don't know, that's just always been like, even when I was like a little kid, like, I never really identified with like being a girl. And I'm just really, you know, I'm really happy that we just kind of live in a society where I can at least kind of be like, you know what, I'm not a girl. I am non-binary. And I've always been that way. I didn't choose this, it's just how I am. You know, I just think it's also just like, there's just some things out there that like I don't think really need to be gendered one way or the other, you know? Stuff is just cool sometimes, you know? You should be able to enjoy cool things. Like Barbies with giant gunboats. I like the fashion and I like the action. Oh yeah, you take your time, Proto, it's all good. Yeah, I get that, you know. Like, and I just never felt like I fit in anywhere because, like, you know, the other girls just didn't, like, get the things that I liked. And then I'd try to hang out with, like, boys, and then I would just get made fun of and actually called slurs. So, you know, it took a long time for me to just like accept myself and find a support system that understands me, you know? I think it just looks like it looks different to different people, and everyone's journey is just so, you know, precious and unique. Finding that. Oh, Hamtaru. I do remember Hamtaru. I also think it should just be normalized that like I was saying, like things just shouldn't be like, you know, gendered one way or another. Like if guys want to enjoy cuter things or like magical girl shows because they like the friendship and the camaraderie or like the plot, the story, the designs, like that's totally fine. Guys, Sailor Moon is so badass, alright? Especially if you go and you watch like the newer dub. Sailor Moon is so badass. It's not just like, oh yeah, magical girl, yeah, save the world. It's very like early, it's just very like early feminism, you know, where like it was actually about equality and, you know, empathy and caring for others and seeing people through like a different light and standing up for yourself, you know? Like, people should just be allowed to enjoy things they think is cool. Hey, freaking men. Oh? Oh?
There's some more?
Yeah,
Are you not hungry?
not at the moment, but thank you so much. Thank you. But yeah, that was kind of a big thing too that helped like inspire parts of my comic. The main character more than anything else. Because Coda themselves is a robot that was made to be a fashion model. But she doesn't really want to be a fashion model. Doesn't really feel like, you know, they can identify with it and sees themselves as something that could be a lot greater and stands up for themselves, you know, in that way. Like, just because, you know, you're made to do something or quote unquote you look too pretty to do that doesn't mean you can't do that. You can do whatever you want in the world. That was definitely something I was told a lot when I was younger. As I used to talk about like, oh yeah, I want to be a mechanic, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then I would get told, well, you're too pretty to do that. And it's like, what does that have to do with me wanting to learn how to do something? I don't care. Let me learn how to fix cars, damn it. Oh, am I being summoned? Oh, okay, not yet. I just saw DM's Proto sent me. Exactly. Oh, and in case anyone is wondering, by the way, I do use all pronouns, so don't feel bad. Like she, he, they, it's all of it's good. I do prefer more masculine pronouns, but that's okay if you don't remember. Oh yeah, totally. They them is super cool. You haven't. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good that's actually a pretty good defense mechanism against that. I gave I gave one of my male leads. Actually, I gave both of my male leads really long hair, kind of for that reason, because they're not really like feminine in nature. Well, Storm is, but he won't tell you out loud. But it's just kind of like one of those things. Like I feel like it's against the gender norms in general. You know. I think some people mistaken Storm for a woman sometimes still because of how luscious his hair is. Storm just likes to take care of his hair and keep it Disney princess lengths, alright? Oh my god. It was one of the biggest flexes ever, though, occasionally. Because I would try to wear, like, really big shirts or, like, sweaters. And then, like, I would cover up my, like, face with, like... I'd cut my hair short and then cover my face with, like, a beanie or something. And, like, when people would mistaken, like, would be with my mom, he would be like, oh, your son. I'd be like, yes! It didn't happen too often, but the times that it did, it made me really happy. Cool. Oh, wow, it's already 5:30. Alright. So, yeah, I'm gonna unfortunately have to end pretty early so I can get ready for the party here. I'm gonna try to just go for a little bit after 6. That way I can give myself enough time to chill out and prep up. Yes, I am now one of the boys. I've always dreamed of this moment. No, that was cool though, because at some point, like, I did find a pretty solid support system when I was younger. Even before, like, I knew what I was or fully came out, like, I had a bunch of guy friends that were just cool with me being myself, and like, gosh, you know, it's just so nice. Like, even my husband really helps me just feel like, you know, I'm just one of the guys, and then I still get pampered and treated really well. It's a really sweet balance. I couldn't ask for anything better, to be honest. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I might be cheating a little bit. It's alright. It's not cheating if it's for consistency's sake. All winners cheat. Real. Oh, jeez. Oh, hey. What's up, new person? Welcome to the stream. I'm working on a commission right now. I'm just chatting about life and fandom stuff in general. actually almost done with this line art. I wouldn't say VTuber, more like PNG. Oh, and I also just realized I have Proto on my shoulder and he hasn't been here the whole time. That's fine. You know what? He's just mute. All right, it's fine. I took away his ability to speak. That's just like my little persona I have in the corner. I want to figure out how to get the talk sprites to actually like animate, but I want to make a few more of them first. I really only have like 2 or 3 right now. Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, any resources, reliable resources you know of, like, send them my way. I would not mind learning more about how to rig that up properly. I'm also worried, too, though, about my computer being able to handle it. Long story short, I bought this computer in 2017, and it's still kicking. I've babied it through a lot of its life, but it's getting up there to the point where you can tell it's not really running the best anymore. Like, my Mega Man X stream is actually a really good example of, like, the RAM is just kind of, like, slowly giving out, and or it's no longer as optimized as it used to be, because, like, there's parts of that stream that look like a slideshow more than it does a Let's Play. Megalovania jump scare. Not even just Megalovania, specifically the Inktail Tokyovania control cover. If there's one thing Undertale and its AUs share in quality, it's always the music. Always. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I'll blah, 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 words. Yeah, I'd want to look into that more, especially if I'm going to be streaming more often. You want to make everything just kind of like look nice. Hmm. Yeah, it really does. I used to also just not take it as seriously when I was like younger. That was also like, oh gosh, like 8 years ago. Some of my oldest streams are like 8 years old actually on my archive channel. Well, like streaming just used to be different back in the day.
All of the joy that I had known for all my life was stripped away from me the minute that you died. To have you in my life was all I ever wanted, but now without you I'm a soul forever haunted. Can't help but feel that I had taken you for granted. No way in hell that I could ever comprehend this. I wasn't dreaming when they told me you were gone. I was wide awake and feeling that they had to be wrong. How could you leave me when you swore that you would stay? Now I'm trapped inside a nightmare every single living day. It's like a movie but there's not a happy ending. Every scene fades black and there's no pretending. This little fairy tale doesn't seem to end well. There's no knight in shining armor who will wake me from this spell. I know you didn't plan this. You tried to do what's
Yeah, I should mess around with the bitrate and see if that will help. Because as spoiler warning, I do plan on doing a X2 stream sometime in the next week. Probably on Thursday again. So I'll have to mess around with that too and just see if that fixes the problem. But I think it's more of a RAM issue. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that at some point. I am unfortunately going to be busy for the rest of the night, but I don't have anything planned for after work tomorrow or Monday. That was Red Like Roses from Ruby. Specifically, part 2. Red Like Roses, part 1 is a lot slower, and then it moves into a more like grungier rock theme. I like the first 3 volumes of Ruby. I feel like most people have this opinion. And then volume 4 is okay. And then after that, like, I don't even know, like, what the plot is in the show anymore. It just falls off. But the music is great. I love the music in Ruby so much. Casey Williams, such a talented singer. And, like, actually, hang on one second. I have to show this song off now, real quick. Hang on. Casey Williams was only 14. 14 when she sung this originally. And she's so talented. Blows my mind how young she is. Dude, I know. Like, I was mind blown when I figured out how old she was, because I was like, wait a minute, she's not that much older than I am. Wait a minute. Sweet, wine art's done. I'll turn it back down again real quick, just so I can hear myself. But like, yeah, Ruby is worth getting into just for the music alone, but don't be disappointed. Oh, god damn it. This is like the Dr. Roka's beard. Hang on. I got it. I mean, I didn't forget anything. Don't, you know, I didn't forget anything, you guys. I don't ever forget anything. Yeah, Ace never forgets to draw anything on any of her characters. And that includes potentially beards. You know, no, there's don't look at Dr. Oka's beard. I promise you, it's there. That is one thing that I will have fun with the lore stream, is like making fun of my old art. Because this is just so people understand the reappearing, disappearing beard joke. Where is it? Where is it? Oh yeah, here we go. There we go. See, here's his beard that he's supposed to always have, right there. And then... Oh wait, okay, yep, and it's still there on page 2, right? Where'd it go, guys? Where'd the beard go, guys? Where'd it go? Where'd his beard go, everyone? Yeah. Ah. It is what it is. Okay, wait, my brain is malfunctioning. Yeah, and it was my first time making like a comic, so like things were just gonna get forgotten. Oh. Oh, okay. Although it is funny though, because I realized at some point that I'd completely forgotten his beard. So in issue 2, he just doesn't have the beard at all. I just was like, you know what? We're just gonna cut that out. But then like I don't like how young he looks without it, because he's supposed to be like middle-aged. Like he's 36. So then, where is he? There he is. In issue 3, it just makes a full comeback. You know, you have a good point. Yeah, he doesn't always have to look like he's got a miserable 4 o'clock shadow, but, or 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock shadow. It's just kind of like the look that I was going for him. Okay, it is getting pretty close to my time here. I think I'll finish up the visor and start on the flat colors, and then then I'll end the stream here. I like zoned out hardcore in the middle of my sentence for no reason. No! I did the line art on the wrong layer. Sorry, drawing on the wrong layer is a common theme for me. Thankfully, I caught that before it was too late. I need to get into a better habit with labeling my layers. I feel like that helped me a lot. But I really only do that whenever I'm working on my comic, because sometimes I send the pages off to be colored. Not everyone is insane like me and likes to have 37 separate layers with no label attached to them. I'm gonna assume this screen is the same as this screen. Unless I'm being dumb and it says... Okay, yeah. I am a dumb. It says right there.
I couldn't take it, couldn't stand another minute. Couldn't bear another day without you in it. All of the joy that I had known for all my life was stripped away
Listen
from
to
me the
this
minute that you
one.
to have you.
Ooh, this one. Yeah, cause like you just get really comfortable sometimes, and then you forget that you have to like click off the layer you're on. Oops. Oh, okay. I'll probably end it just about here then. I wanted to get some of the flat colors done. Star Trek. Ooh. Shoot. Oh, I see that. Oh, okay. Hang on. And then I'm gonna have to head off here after I do this little fix real quick. That way I can fill up my tummy and then get ready for my party. My friend's party, I should say. Whoop. No, you're okay. It's a small detail. That's totally reasonable. There we go. Does it look better? See, it's also the same yellow, so I'll just do that real quick. Oops. Everything's blue. But that looks better though, right? Okay. No, I can fix that. I'll have to do that next time though, cause I gotta pop off and get ready and stuff. Okay, gotcha. Sorry. I guess there's a little bit of a delay. Cool. Well, I had a lot of fun with this stream actually. I love the turnout that I got. Thank you everyone for showing up so very much. I'm just very grateful to like be back and doing this again. Fun. I don't have the new stream schedule out yet, but you can expect it to be probably on Tuesday. It's going to be the next art stream I do. And I don't know what the secondary stream is going to be yet, but we'll figure it out. I'll see you guys here in a little bit.